Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. So it's August 1st and the kids and I are going to sit down and do our monthly budget, and we thought we'd bring you along. So let me just tell you this. In the months of July and August, because I'm a 10-month employee, I do not have what is called income, if that makes sense. Like, I do not gain a paycheck. My final day of work is the end of June, well, the middle of June. I work till about June 15th. So my last official paycheck comes in May. Each month of the year, I take out a little bit of money, or I have the credit union, which is where I bank, take out a little bit of money every month, and they put it in what's called a summer share account. That summer share account then pays me out the 30th of June and the 31st of July. So what happens is, whatever money's collected in my summer share account, it's divided in half, and it plops in money the end of June, which is my July money, and the end of July, which is my August money, and then I get paid at my job the very last day of August, which takes me back into my actual teaching season. So if you're new around here, my name's Shakema. Hey, how y'all doing? I just thought I would explain that for some of my new subscribers that may have not seen my previous budget videos. So that is why in the month of July and August, you won't see actual income. You're just seeing monies that I've been able to save and put aside for the summer months. Now, I do get a lot of questions from people that would ask me, why don't I work in the summer? I am a full-time high school teacher during the school year. I also full-time homeschool my two children. My daughter's going into the 9th grade, and my son is going into the 5th grade. And they've been homeschooled since Jackson started his very first school year. So we're now going into our 5th year of homeschool, because Jackson totally skipped kindergarten. He went straight into 1st grade. Now he's going into 5th grade, and he's 9 years old. Alana will be starting high school this year. She's going into 9th grade. So they've been homeschooled the whole time. The reason I don't work during the summer is because I feel that my kids don't get enough of mom. I'm a single mom, and I'm with them all of the time, but we're ripping and running. I've got school, they have school, we have Taekwondo, which we spend a lot of time at. Alana's going into her red belt really soon, and Jackson is a 1st degree black belt, and mom is a yellow belt. I'm going to get my green belt soon. But we spend a lot of time during our school year very busy. And so I like to give my kids the gift of mom during the summer. It does mean things are a little bit tighter for us, but we do make it through. I do coupon very heavily during the school year, which gives us food surplus that we can live off of during the summer, with the exception of meats or perishable items that we have to buy quite frequently. July was a hard month for us, and it wasn't hard in the fact that we didn't have enough income come in. It was hard because we had a lot of unexpected things happen. So I am a student of Dave Ramsey. I do the zero-based budgeting. I've been doing that for about 8 years now, probably since Jackson was maybe 1 or 2. So 7 or 8 years I've been doing Dave Ramsey's zero-based budget. Very faithfully, I do my budget every month. However, I can't always account for things that I'm not sure is going to happen. So during the month of July, which is, just last month, I had been having a few health issues, just some things that are not regular for me that I couldn't explain. And so I was just feeling some type of way. So I went to my main doctor, just my regular primary doctor. And then, of course, you start getting the referrals. So your regular doctor fees are $10 per visit. Your referral fees to specialists are $85 per visit. So I have seen a specialist twice. I've been to my regular doctor twice. Jackson and Alana had to go in for their summer physicals. So that was 2 more visits. Then Jackson had to go and see the specialist for his allergies, which was another specialist copay. Then we had to get prescriptions filled, and Jackson had to get an EpiPen this month because of his allergies and getting his injections, which Alana gets more injections than he does, but his allergies are worse than hers. So he is now on a maintenance dose, and so they have prescribed him an EpiPen, so we had to add in a couple more prescriptions. So I know a lot of people say, well, you could have budgeted for that. You could have had a sinking fund. Nobody knew that we were going to have these many doctor's appointments. So I've had some blood work done. I went to my optometrist to get my eyes checked. The kids went to get their eyes checked. I got my first set of progressive lenses. There's some issues in my left eye that we're working on. And now I have to have another more invasive test done in August. So I had to spread that out to August. Alana actually has a specialist visit in August. So those are just things we didn't plan on because she had some things come back in her regular physical exam, and so her doctor referred her back to pediatric endocrinologist. So saying all of those things, we're just, we had a tough month of July. It wasn't not doable. That's one of the reasons why Dave Ramsey tells you to do your emergency fund. We were on our way to Maryland, so some of you might have seen where we went to Maryland. I was doing a radio interview based on my frugal living, and a friend of mine invited me to their show. Just outside of D.C., about an hour and a half outside of D.C., we're driving, no problems, had the car serviced before we left, and all of a sudden you hear clunk, 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 clunk. So I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I threw a tire. I just had my tires done in the school year, right at the end of the school year. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what's happening? Turned out not to be the tire. We pull over. We were very fortunate to actually have roadside assistance attached to our car insurance. They came and picked us up, took us to the nearest service station that would take walk-ins. It's 5 o'clock in the evening time. And lo and behold, now we have a $255 car bill that needs to be paid because I'm still an hour and a half away from my destination. So thank goodness that I had the emergency fund. And thank goodness that, different things did come in. The kids get kids money, so that came in. And that helped us out a lot. So it was a tough month in the fact that whenever I get paid normally, I would go in and pay all of my bills up front. The very first day I get paid, I pay all of my bills for the month, and then I just wait for kids' money to come in, and then I recoup some losses or some upfront monies. I recoup those later in the month. Because the money doesn't come like that during the summer, I have to stagger my bills, and I'm not a bill stagger. I like to pay it all now. So I do have to stagger waiting for some things to come in. There are some things that have to be paid on the very first of the month, and so we do that. And then as other monies begin to come in, we actually can pick up some of the other things. So we made it through the month of July. We did have to go into our emergency fund for just a little bit of money. So my debt snowball is stopped for now. We're going to be putting back into the emergency fund, and then we'll get back into the debt snowball. So July was such a hectic month. I'm not going to recap all of those weeks. I'm just starting fresh in July. Also, we were doing 2 challenges on the YouTube channel, so it really detracted away from my budgeting because I was trying to keep up with the challenges that I was doing. But now for the month of August, budgeting is my challenge for the month. So we're going to take you into the numbers for the month of August and show you what we're dealing with. Okay, so here is the budget sheet for the month of August. This is the sheet that I've been using, the MYMT personal budget sheet, tracking weekly expenses. And I will link this also in the description box. It's in every budget video that I've done. I've linked this budget sheet. And the reason I'm using this sheet as opposed to the Dave Ramsey sheet I used to use is because this will allow me to track my monthly budget, but then it will also allow me to track my weekly expenses, which I like to see how much money I'm spending every week. Normally, on a regular work month, I am very heavy on week 1 because I pay all of my bills. Everything comes out of that paycheck the very first week of the month because that's when I get paid. During the summer, it's kind of staggered a little bit because I have to pay bills separately. So on this sheet, what you're going to see is a budgeted column. This is how much money I think I'm going to get or that I know about. Then I have an actual column, how much money actually comes in. So for the month of August, the only monies that I account for, because I know that's coming in from my bank, is $1,965, because that number twice is how much I had divided between June and July. Now, I do have categories under income. I have kids deposits, YouTube payments, travel reimbursements, gifts, money, blessings, funds transfer, or rollover money. I actually had to put in a rollover category because I had just a little tiny bit left over from last month. So, this is unexpected gifts. I don't know why money is there, but I'll change that. So I'm going down my budgeted category. Income is $1,965. The next category I have are expenses. So I have my mortgage, my heating and electric, water bill, telephone and insurance, my internet, homeowner's insurance, lawn care. I'm not going to be having any household repairs because Handy Mandy's not coming until the fall. She doesn't come to do repairs around the house until the fall. And I think this fall I'm going to have her do some painting for me. And then I'm also going to have her help me in my master closet do a little bit of a different shelving system. So for my budgeted expenses for August, I have my mortgage, which is $909 even. My electric is $129.84. That's probably about $40 to $50 higher than it was last month, and it is just because it has been so hot in North Carolina. Now, for the past 2 weeks, it's been raining, so it has not been hot. So I anticipate when I get my next bill, it'll be way lower because the heat wave has been broken by this rain wave. It has been raining nonstop probably for the last 2 weeks, and it's supposed to continue to rain for the next 2 weeks. My water bill was $56.28. That was about $5 more than what it was last time. And actually, the kids and I were gone for a week, and we were actually gone for close to 10 days in July. So prayerfully, our electric bill will be lower because we were not here. Our telephone and insurance is at $107. Our internet, and I have internet phone connected to that, is $69.99. Homeowners insurance, I'm going to write a check for $45. And then for my lawn care, I do 2 cuts a month, and that $60 is $30 per time. Heading down to my regular payments, things I pay all the time. My student loan, I'm not putting any money there simply because I had to pull money out of my emergency fund to take care of the car payment when we were on the road and broke down. And then a couple other things I had to pull out of there as well. So I'm on hold with my student loan, but I'm actually paid up. My next payment is not due until September. So I paid ahead so much that I'm not due again until September. So I would like to keep the streak going with paying the loan. However, because I am caught up, I'm going to go back and try to put in my emergency fund because I never know when I'm going to need that. Amazon Prime is $13.12. PureFlix, which is the Christian version of Netflix, is $7.99. My Health Wage Gym is $25. Now, this is the month I'm supposed to get a free month because I had one referral. I actually ended up with 2 referrals, but this I'm supposed to get 1 free month. So I'll see if that $25, if they credit me for it this month, but I put it in just in case because I don't want to count anything. The life insurance line for the kids, that was only that one time for the year, so I just left it in there. Taekwondo is $445. It's usually $325, but we have a tournament at the end of the month. So I went ahead and put in $120 for the tournament. It probably will be a little bit more than that, but we have 2 competitors and they compete in all events, which is form or kata, weapons, and then sparring. And then they could do a fourth event if they have at this one, which is like extreme. Jackson likes to do all of those. Alana doesn't like sparring, but I make her do it because it's just helping her to improve her skill. So $445, $325 of that is their monthly tuition. I put it in here so I would know that it's coming out, and that's just how that is. Normally, when I get kids' money, I recoup some of this because I pay it ahead, and then when that money comes in, I just say, okay, I'm recouping that back. It all goes back into expenses, but that's how I figure that out. For my seminary, CCRDU is $50. I just paid or re-upped my post office box, so I don't have to pay again until February. So $6 a month will be enough to get me to pay. It's $35 for 6 months, so that'll be plenty. And then for Gracie, for her shots, her meds, her yearly exam, the sinking fund will be $10. Going down to the next category, which is food expense. I have $0 in the grocery budget again this month, and I'll explain that in a second. Restaurant meals, I have no monies for that. And then Weight Watchers, I normally would have $19.95 there. I am not rejoining Weight Watchers online because that is the member I was just online at $19.95 a month. I am going to be using the iTrack Bites because it seems to have rolled itself to line up with the freestyle program, and because I've already paid for that, I'm going to use that platform as well. And so I'm not going to just, only thing I was using in Weight Watchers was the app, and I don't want to pay $20 a month just to use the app if I have another app that will do the same thing. With that being said as well, I'm also doing low carb, so I have Carb Manager on my phone, which didn't cost me anything. It was free just for the regular version. So I'm going to use what's free and try to take away some expenses where I can. Other than that, we're going down to personal care, which is personal care, hair and nails, clothing, doctors, dentists, prescriptions, miscellaneous kids. And miscellaneous kids this month is their EOGs and their new curriculum that I have to get. They'll start school in September, but I have to purchase their curriculum in August. The end of August is usually when I do that. The only reason that I put it in is because I want to make sure that I account for it ahead of time. So it doesn't mean I'm paying for it today. It just means it's there and I know I have to cover it. Miscellaneous house expenses, I don't have any. Recreation and travel, we don't have any planned. Gracie, we usually do about $60 for her food, her bath, and her toys. Well, we actually got her a nail trimmer, so I can actually trim her nails at home. We can give her a bath in the yard because it is summertime. So really, we only need about $30 for her food, so we can scale that back a little bit as well. Going down to the next category, which is transportation. Gas, I do $120 a month, which is about $30 a week. I budgeted in for an oil change because I went to Maryland and DC, and then we had the next day to go up to New Jersey and then drive all the way back. We have driven a lot of miles, so I want to make sure that I am not over my miles for my oil change. So I did budget it in $45 for an oil change, just because I want to keep up on my mileage and my oil changes like I normally do. The next category we have is miscellaneous, which is my church tithe and offering. So I don't pay tithes and offering in June and July because I pay a full tithe on my 10-month salary during the 10 months that I work. I tithe off of my gross income for 10 months, which takes care of the entire year. Any monies that I give in June or July are considered offerings. So right now I don't plan any offerings, but I will guarantee you that there will be offerings to the church, because any dollars that come into the household, we tithe. So any dollars that come in, so there will be monies that go out. We are partnered with a ministry, $30 for that. And then here for saving and emergency funds, the reason I put $75 is there is because I had to make a business purchase this month. I keep all of my videos on an external hard drive. Well, my external hard drive was full. So I had to purchase another external hard drive in order to be able to continue to save my videos and clips. So to get a 1 terabyte hard drive, which is still not nearly enough terabytes, was $75, and I did get it on the Amazon Prime Day. And the reason it was $75 is because I purchased the insurance. The reason being, one other flash drive that I had before I was doing YouTube, I had it for 10 years, and all of a sudden one day it stopped working. In order for them to skim the files off and recover them, it's going to cost me $600, which I don't have money to do. So I purchased the $9.99 insurance with this external hard drive, that if something happens, they can go in and skim off my files and recover them for me. So with that, it's a 2-year service agreement for $9.99. So it was like $64 for the hard drive, and then $9 and some change. That puts my monthly expenses at $2,720.32, which puts me over $755.32. So let me explain this. So here you see payroll deposits at $1,965, but all of my other categories are blank. That's because I can't guarantee that I'm going to have income. Once I come over to the actual column, I can put in any additional incomes that come in. So today I got a deposit, $1,965, that came out of my summer share and dumped into my checking account. On Saturday, I got a kid's deposit for $288.53, and I'm telling you, for the months of June and July, it's been crazy because I never get a deposit the first week of the month or going into the first week of never. And I never get split payments. So this is a split payment. Normally you'll see $432 and some change. That's not what was there. So I can now count in the $288.53. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know why it came early. I'm just telling you, it's not normally here until about the third week of the month. But the Lord knew I needed it the first week of the month. So there it is. YouTube payments. I have been getting some YouTube monies very consistently over the last about 3 to 4 months. And it's normally anywhere between 120 something to my very highest that I've ever received was $196, and that was for July. So I don't count in YouTube because I don't know what that is going to be until like the very last week of the month. So, but I prayerfully will have a deposit there. Travel reimbursement. So I went on a trip for work, and they pay my hotel, my meals, and my gas because I could not get a county car. All the county cars were taken up for the trip. There's a lot of us that travel, but most people, requested the cars. So when I went to do my request, there were no more cars available. Because of that, they will reimburse my gas. They will reimburse my meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the number of days that I was there. And then they will reimburse my hotel. Well, it was a fluke. This is the first time in 21 years this has ever happened. So it was a fluke. My hotel, I had sent over my paperwork, but they forgot to pay for it. So in order for me to stay, I was going to have to pay up front, which I didn't have the $300 and some to do that. So I was able to cancel that room, but I have family in the same city where my workshop was, so I was able to have housing, but they're still going to pay me for my meals and my gas. So with that being said, I've calculated up my reimbursement. I'm going to file my paperwork tomorrow. It should be $443.38. So that's what I should get for reimbursement. So that where I'm over $755, I now have calculated in $443 plus the $288, which should make me come out to be about even. If I put it, I'm going to put it in to see. So my travel reimbursement should be $443.38, 38. And only reason I'm not putting it there now is because I don't, they go back and check my math. They look at my MapQuest to make sure my mileage is right. And I don't want to assume. So if I turn in my paperwork tomorrow, which is August the 1st, I should be able to get a reimbursement check by the 15th. I'm hopeful. If not, it'll definitely be there by the 31st. So I know I'm a little bit behind, but I've got some wiggle room in here with what things need to be paid when. So if I put in the 443 plus the 288, I'm going to see if I come out even. Well, $2,760.61. That should make me, okay, I should be to the good by $41. I should be in the in the black by $41. I should be positive by $41. So I'm going to take it back out just because I didn't get it yet. And I'm not going to count for it until it comes into my bank. And usually it's just an auto debit. You just turn in your paperwork. I just have to turn in my reimbursement sheet, my mileage or MapQuest, and my receipts for going to the conference. And then once I turn in that, then once it goes through finance and payroll, they will then auto draft it into my bank. And then rollover money, I had $63.70 left in my checking account, and so I just put that here, and that is how I'm calculating for the month of August. Now, I did have some expenses already come out, and I've accounted for them here. So now I'm going to week 1, which is where I'm going to account for all of the monies that I've spent so far. And the reason being is this: because my week starts on Wednesday, right? So week 1 starts on Wednesday, August 1st. But I knew I had money come in on Sunday. So I'm accounting for Sunday and Monday and Tuesday of the last week of July onto the first week of August. So you might see double monies next week when we go back and review the first week of August. So I haven't paid any bills so far just yet, but my Amazon Prime comes out on the 30th. So that would have been some of the rollover money of the $13.12. And that was actually the 29th, I think. So $13.12 already came out. So I paid that out of the rollover money. Then my CCRDU comes out on the 30th, which was yesterday, $50. So that came out of the rollover money, which right at $63.12. And I had $63.70. And I always have to keep $50 in my account because I know that CCRDU is coming out the 30th of the month. It doesn't come out the last day of the month. It comes out the 30th, just in case we have a 31st date. So I always keep that $50 running in there for that purpose. So regular payments so far this week, I have paid $63.12 out, and I rolled over $63.70. Of course, that only leaves me with a little bit of change, but my deposit rolled in on Saturday, and then my payroll or my summer share rolled in today. I hope that makes sense. I really do. Normally we do not go out to eat, but the church was going to breakfast on Sunday. So the kids and I went, and we spent $30. It was actually a little bit less than that, but we left a tip. And so since we had kids' money, we just did that. So that probably is our once to eat out all month long. At least that's the plan. And then for groceries, I did spend $6.52 at Aldi's yesterday. And so I accounted for that where it wasn't accounted for in my budget. The only other thing that we've taken out so far, or thus far, has been tithe and offering, because off of the $288, whatever it was that we got for kids' money, I did do $30 in offering. So that is the monies that we have spent so far for the quote unquote first week, 129.64. Now this number will increase drastically because tomorrow, which is August 1st, I'm going to pay my mortgage. And so of course that'll jump up $900 more. But that is how we're doing this month. So I know some people will ask me, what about your groceries? So here's what we're doing for groceries, because I have $0 for groceries in this budget and $0 for groceries. Because we do have the surplus foods from the couponing, yes, I am doing low carb, but I still have to eat what's in the house. And I did get, some meats and things from the past couple of grocery hauls. So for this week, we're doing really well. I do plan to try to coupon tomorrow, which is the first day of the week for Harris Teeter, but I'm looking for free items. I'm not planning to coupon for items that are even cheap, because right now I don't have the income for that. However, we did get 2 grocery gift cards that's going to help us take care of groceries. They're to Aldi's, not Harris Teeter where we live, but they are to Aldi. So I'm going to break those 2 gift cards down into 4 weeks, and we'll spend whatever that is broken down. And so that's what we're planning on for groceries. So we should be set for that. We do still have meat in the freezer. We have the entire garage pantries full of things. And the kids and I just know how to make do. Okay, you guys, so that wraps up our August budget. I do want to mention a couple of things. Thing number 1, we share the real numbers at our house because that's our reality. Please never think that I'm sharing my numbers to gain anything from anybody. That's not the point or the purpose of this channel or the budget videos. The purpose and the point of the channel and the budget videos is to show the single mom, what I have to deal with every single month. Sometimes the child support comes in, sometimes it's late. These last months, it's been early. Praise the Lord. But it is to show you the every day, every week, how we make it through. The next thing is this. This channel has always been about what the Lord has done for us. I'm never going to not share that portion. So if there's people out there who don't appreciate that portion, I apologize that I have robbed your time, and I won't continue to do that. So just click off or click past that part, but it's always going to be a part of these videos. Because truly and honestly, if it had not been for the Lord, and still if it is not for the Lord, my kids and I would not be where we are. The thing about it is this: I would rather give somebody something than have somebody give me something. And it has been a very, very tough struggle. And I don't use the word struggle often because I don't appreciate it. It says that God is not bigger. But it has been a struggle for me to receive things from people. And I would fight. No, don't bless me. Let me bless you. Even out of my lack, let me bless you. And I had a very, very, very sweet individual step into my life about 4 years ago. She's been in my life for 4 years, and I probably have only listened to her in the last year. And she said, Shakema, how do you expect God to bless you if you won't ever receive the blessing? She said, and not only that, but you are blocking other people's blessings because they're being obedient to bless you and you won't have it. And when Miss Jo shared that with me, she's one of my ladies in the ladies group. She started off with us. It started off as 3 of us ladies, and she was one of them. I didn't know her. I knew the lady that invited her, but she's become one of my strongest champions. She's become one of my biggest cheerleaders, loudest cheerleaders, and she believes in me. But that was a flaw in me. It was a pride thing. I didn't want to acknowledge that we struggled at times. I wanted everybody to think that we were strong all the time and we had it all together all the time. And she corrected that. In love, she did. And I still find it challenging to receive gifts. However, in order for me to allow God to work in my life, have to do that. Even when I would go to preach, it would be difficult for me to even receive a love offering because the word of God is free. How dare I take money for coming here and giving you something that is so freely given? And I would get rebuked, and they would be like, but you came, you paid your gas to come, you might have had to stay overnight, or whatever expenses I incurred. That's my reasonable service for the Lord. But people wanted to bless me for doing that, for serving God in this capacity. So I'm getting better. The grocery cards did come from a sweet, sweet, sweet subscriber, and we do thank you. Because I would not be able to, with what is on paper, do it. But I do know that the monies are coming in. I worked a side job. I worked 3 side jobs in the month of July that paid so that I was able to make it through the end of this month. Now that I worked my 1 week in the summer, I'll recoup those monies in August. So I'm not just sitting here twiddling my thumbs waiting for people to send me things. That is not how it's happening. I actually got another side job this morning where I'm going through and I'm going to be cleaning up resume for an individual who reached out to me because I'm computer savvy. So I'm going to be working on that and gaining a little bit of residual income. I'm actually going to be going online for eBay to put on some curriculum because we just sell back and then we buy used. But that's how I'm always able to get the kids' curriculum. So it had a lot in there for kids' curriculum, but I'm able to recoup some of those funds because we sell back and then we buy used, and we just do it that way. And it's worked out every single summer. I've always had enough. And then if I don't have enough in my eBay, then of course when Dad sends, because he knows this is curriculum month, it works out. So it always works out, y'all, is what I'm trying to say. I'm just sharing with you real life. I could come up here and make it seem like every month is roses and we never have any tight months, but that's not true. We do have tight months. We also have surplus months. October is a surplus month. January is a surplus month. April's a surplus month. And in those surplus months, I try to pay ahead bills so that when my leaner times come, then I'm not strapped. October I use for Christmas. January I use to get ahead on bills or put money in the emergency fund. If we get any taxes back in February, in the emergency fund. Or for the, looking ahead. Then in April, I'm trying to, pay up so that when June and July come, I know I'm having a few months there where I'm not going to be able to have as much. So we're doing our best. Trust and believe that all the time. And all we're asking you to do is do your best. I'm going to share this last story and then I'm done. I did have one individual reach out to me yesterday and she says, sometimes I just feel like such a failure because we don't follow it through. And I did have to share with her. I said, the month of July was hard for us. And it was so hard that I didn't do I didn't fill out the weeks. I was so discouraged by knowing I didn't have enough in my initial monies that I was like, just forget it. Now I keep a running total of what I have coming in and what I have going out in my head, but I like to see my stuff on paper. And so I just encouraged her. I said, just keep at it. Just every month do the budget. Even if you don't track the purchases, do the budget so you know what you need to come in, your roundabout number, and what's going out. And July was hard for us. It was just tough. And I was so embarrassed in myself. And I've been through this every summer. So it's not like it was new. But I was embarrassed at not being able to have that number I needed. But God showed up. And he showed up bigger and better than what I could have ever thought that he would have done. Child support came in early. We were gone out of town. I had the money in the emergency fund to take care of the car that broke down on the way where we were going. It all worked out. Different things kept coming here and there. Side job here, side job there. I have a friend who is not very computer savvy. And because I'll do computer work for her, she'll just pay me a little something. I never asked for that. But she says, no, Shakema, I want to do that. And I say, okay. That's the only way I know how to deal with it is okay. Because my pride doesn't want to let me accept. But I am doing the work. I'm doing, and I don't mind. I don't mind. Let me help you because I'm a helper. Let me help you, and that's going to be how it is. But the word tells us, give and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over shall he give unto your bosom. And I have lived that life. I have lived that life. Just this morning, I texted someone and I said, let me send you something. I was getting ready to sow something into their life. It was not money or anything. It was a book. And she messaged me back. She said, I just ordered it. And I'm like, no, I was giving that to you. But again, everybody's on their separate and individual journey. Just keep after it. Keep after it. Keep trusting God. Keep trusting the Lord. I believe that God gives every good and perfect gift comes from above. That's the word of God. And I believe that. And every gift that I receive, if it's coupons, if it's a gift card for groceries, if it's what I've received more coupons in the last month than I've received in a couple of months. Because it's my season to receive the coupons. I'm thankful for the coupons. Super Doubles is coming up next week. Not this week, but next week. And I want to be prepared because it's during those shop trips that I can go in and get a lot of stuff that I don't have to pay for. And it's because people found it in their heart to send the coupons. So thank you if you are a coupon friend. I appreciate it. Thank you if you've sent a gift card. Thank you if you've just sent a well wish. Thank you if you've liked our videos. Thank you if you've shared our videos. Thank you if you send us an Instagram message just encouraging us. Thank you if you found us on Facebook. Thank you if you followed our blog. All of those things help to create income. Just by you watching our videos helps to generate a small amount. It's a small amount, but it still goes towards the goal of not having that shame and embarrassment of not being able to have all I need for my kids. They've never been hungry, and they're never going to be hungry. As long as I know how to do all the things that God has gifted me to know how to do, they're never going to be hungry. So anyway, that's our August budget plus a lot of other stuff. We do appreciate any of you who stay with us until the end. Thank you so much for stopping by our channel. If you like this video, be sure and give it a thumbs up. Just says, hey, we like your video. If you're new to our channel, hit the red subscribe button. We'd love to keep you as a part of our YouTube community. Also hit the little bell. That way you never miss an upload from us. If you're thinking about me on August the 6th, I do have to go in for another kind of a big procedure. Not real sure what's going to happen with that, but faithful and thankful that God's already taken care of it. That is going to cost me a little bit. That's why there was some monies in the doctors, because I will have to pay for that. But it's my last test, and hopefully after that they'll have some answers for me. And I just appreciate you. So anywho, if you have any questions, leave us a comment down below. We'd love to answer what we can. If you're not a student of Dave Ramsey, I do encourage it. It's helped us. It's helped me feel more relaxed about my budget. So anywho, thank you so much for stopping by. And until we do week 1's update for August, bye now.